So I just did a thyroid TSH test for the first time the other day, and the results are not good. My TSH is 0.005, which is extremely low, is below the lowest of the reference range. Not quite into like critical, I'm dying state, but certainly not good. And my free T4 is 2.45, which is high. So this is kind of indicative of hyperthyroidism, which is basically what I was expecting, because anyone that knows me, it looks at my life, my personality, knows that I'm like just go, go, go all the time. I have insomnia. I have high levels of energy constantly. And so, yeah, this is no surprise. However, this is kind of the first step in like fixing my thyroid problems. And it's been a struggle because anyone who's watched my videos knows that I'm, especially in the last few years, I've been very into like natural healing, and I haven't been to a doctor in 3 years because the last few experiences that I had at doctors were just simply terrible. And so I've been going kind of like the naturopathic route, working with herbalists and then working with my current practitioner, Karen, who actually has a lot of experience doing working with blood work and stuff like that, which is kind of rare for a naturopathic practitioner. But yeah, I know that I needed to do some kind of like blood testing stuff. I've been doing HTMA, which is like hair tissue, which tells you a lot about your nutrition. But yeah, the reason it's been a struggle essentially is because I don't have a good doctor to go to right now. Like a lot of people, when I go to the doctor, they just kind of like poo-poo my problems, and maybe they'll order like a basic test, but then you have to fight them to get anything. And it's really humiliating, and it's a waste of time, and I hate it. And yeah, my current doctor is just like an intern at a hospital, and she's overseen by this really conservative doctor who has denied me tests multiple times. So essentially, I had to go outside of the system to get this test. I used a company called LabCorp, which actually I would really recommend. The only thing that sucks about it, obviously, is that you have to pay for a test. I think it was like $100 around that to order TSH and T4. And I had to drive quite a ways, like 45 minutes to get my blood drawn, but it was, it was better than having to deal with a doctor and going through the whole bullshit cycle of like begging them for things that you know that you need and they won't give you because of like insurance regulations, or because they don't think that you need what you're telling them that you need, or they don't agree about your symptoms, or they think you're crazy or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know. This is like the first step, and there are a lot of other blood tests that my practitioner wants me to get, like testosterone and total blood count and thyroid ultrasound, and it's very frustrating because I'm gonna have to pay for all of this out of pocket. I'd like to find a doctor, so I wouldn't have to do that, but I don't even know how to go about it. Like, it's really hard because if you look at directories for doctors, you can't even see a picture most of the time. You don't know anything about them. And I don't know. I just don't know anyone who has a doctor who's like inside the medical system, but isn't completely like brainwashed by just wanting to get you on medications and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm going to keep searching, but this is kind of like the first step. And I think it's interesting to just have this confirmation of something that I felt all along, which is
I knew that my metabolism was fast. Like, you can hear how fast that I talk. I watch videos on 2x speed, and yeah, it's pretty clear that I was hypothyroid.
But now I have an actual proof, and I can start working on it. But I don't know. It's really frustrating when you have health problems, and especially when you're outside of the system, because everything is made difficult for you. For example, like, it would be nice if I could just go to a lab and pay for a blood test, but you can't do that because you need a recommendation from a doctor. So that's the nice thing about LabCorp, is that you can just like order your own tests, and essentially they have physicians who like pre-approve you to get the blood draw. And you don't get like any kind of consult or anything, but obviously you have to have a practitioner who understands blood work and thyroid problems and that kind of thing. But yeah, it's really frustrating because there are a lot of things that go into health, and like food. I'm spending like $700 a month on food, like organic produce and now organic meat during the winter, because raw veganism just was not doing it for me, especially in the winter. I felt pretty good in the summer. Like, I had good energy. I was really calm, really happy. But when you get into the winter in Rochester, New York, and it's like 20, 30 degrees, like, raw sprouts does not cutting it, you know. But anyways, like, so I've been looking at the food supply, especially meat, and there aren't very many good options at the grocery store. Like, I don't want to eat poultry because it's the most likely to have the highest count of bacteria, and it's oftentimes fed grains, which, yeah, I'm very allergic to gluten in terms of inflammation in my joints, especially. So I can't do that, and I can't eat turkey because it's also fed grains. And they have bison, but unfortunately, the bison is not 100% grass-fed. It's not even organic. They're feeding the bison grains, which isn't even natural. And yeah, and then so the only thing left is like organic grass-fed beef, which is okay, but I mean, cows are an extremely hybridized you know, and for one. And two, even if they're grazing in a pasture, when they're killed, they're loaded onto a truck and they're just taken like miles and miles and miles, like along the freeway, and they're just like scared to death. And then, yeah, it's not great, because what happens is that when the animal is stressed out like that before they're killed, their body is flooded with cortisol, and it essentially not ruins the meat, but it degrades the quality of the meat, and it can increase toxins and just things that aren't good. And I don't like supporting that anyways. I don't really want to support factory farming of animals because it's just really cruel. So I've been doing research, and I found another place called North Star Bison, where the owner of the company like literally uses a rifle and shoots the bison in the field. And so they're living a natural life right up until the moment that they die. They're not stressed whatsoever. They're eating 100% grass-fed diet, and the land is regeneratively managed. But yeah, I'm going to have to order it in bulk, like $250 worth to get free shipping. So this is just like, I don't know, it's really hard to be like struggling with health issues, and then like having to do like YouTube at the same time, and I'm just like exhausted. Like, the last thing on planet Earth that I want to do is make another video because I'm tired, and yeah, my body hurts. I have chronic insomnia, and it's like, but I have to make videos, because if I don't make videos, I don't make money. If I don't make money, I can't afford food. I can't afford working with more practitioners. So yeah, all this stuff, the testing, supplements, food, yeah, saving up for a van, is like all the things that go into health are so frustrating. And it feels like the main problem for me has been like absorption. It's like, you ever feel as though the things that you're doing, like you're giving more energy than you're getting back from the universe or from companies or food or supplements or whatever that you're doing. That's the way that I feel right now. It's really frustrating. It's like, I don't know. For example, I've been doing a couple sessions of energy work, Reiki, and it's like it feels really good when I do it, but you know, it costs $100 per session, and I'm like, am I getting $100 of energy back? Like, maybe not. Maybe I'm only getting like $80, and so it's still like giving me a lot of like positive energy, but it's not you know what I mean? Like, the exchange isn't enough. And it's the same, I feel like the same thing of supplements, you know, like whether it's copper or magnesium or whatever I'm taking. A lot of times I feel like, you know, if I'm spending $30 a month on a certain supplement, it's like I'm not getting $30 back. So I think it's like an absorption problem, I think. And that's sort of like the root of success in life, is like your ability to take energy in and produce enough energy so that you can like keep building. You know, it's like the rich get richer and the well absorbent absorb more so that they can afford more. But I don't know. It probably has to do with gut and all kinds of other stuff. It's really complicated, so complicated to figure out health problems, but I don't know. This is the first step. And I guess for anyone who's sort of feeling like they want a way to go around the system, it is possible. It's expensive and it's frustrating. And the system will throw up as many boundaries in front of you as it can, because the system wants you to stay within the system so that the system can profit off of you, so corporations can profit off of you, so that pharmaceutical companies can keep you sick for your entire life so that they can keep selling you drugs. But yeah, there are other ways, and I'm going to keep posting on my journey as I hopefully start feeling better. And I hope that you feel better too. Peace.